I just realized how crazy my hair looks. Hi everybody, my name is Rosalie, and welcome back to my channel, Back to Chubby. Before we get started, I just want to note that the light's probably going to keep changing because it is a sort of wintry day here, and the sun keeps going away and then coming back, and I was just tired of waiting for the sun to actually stay out. So we're just gonna record and hope for the best. On this week's Do It With Me Weight Loss, I essentially am going to talk about my Thanksgiving game plan. For a lot of people, if you're here in the United States, Thursday is probably just gonna be a cheat day for you and then you'll move on. I'm still so close to 400 pounds that I'm kind of nervous about it. So while I might be a little bit more lax on my macros and maybe my sodium, I'm still gonna try and watch my calories and keep myself under a limit. So my plan is probably a little bit manic, actually. Generally speaking, I know it's gonna be at Thanksgiving. It's pretty much the same every year. And if your family is like mine, there might even be a list somewhere of who's bringing what so that you don't get a bunch of doubles. So I'm taking that list, and if there is someone I know is making a specific recipe, I'm gonna ask them for the recipe, plug it into MyFitnessPal, and figure out how much a serving should be and how much I can have. Now, that's not gonna be 100% accurate because I don't necessarily know what brand of things they're eating. And your macros especially can change from brand to brand of one thing. But overall, I'll have a general idea of where I'm at. I'm also going to basically keep a picture on my phone that's sort of a handy chart of portion sizes so that I can eyeball things. Some people I know would actually just take measuring cups with them, and I thought about it, but it's not even having people see me measuring my food that would bother me. It was what I do with the measuring cups when I'm done using them, measure out a cup of mashed potatoes and then just leave it on the table, or let one of my little cousins toddle off with it, or I don't know, lick it clean, or do I have to get up and go rinse it off every time I have something? Just logistically, it wasn't practical for me. So I'm going to keep a little chart in my phone and just refer to it and try and eyeball things. And I'm gonna try and underestimate as much as possible because I'm sure I won't be super accurate. So what are you gonna do? My biggest problem is gonna be mashed potatoes. Everything else at Thanksgiving I can pretty much take or leave. I hate sweet potatoes. I don't like this stuff my family makes called ambrosia, which you might not be familiar with if you're not from the Midwest. I like turkey okay sometimes. Generally speaking, it's all food that I could pretty much take or leave. I'm allergic to cranberries, so that's not an issue. I don't really like pie. I don't like the crust, it kind of grosses me out, so that's not really an issue. For me, it's mashed potatoes and gravy. That's my number one thing, and olives. We have those little relish trays out full of bread and butter pickles, which I hate, and black and green olives. So black and green olives and mashed potatoes and gravy are my crutches on Thanksgiving. And of course, they're the ones with some of the highest sodium. So my real problem though is going to be the day after Thanksgiving. If you're not from the United States, you might not be familiar with Black Friday. I hate Black Friday. Black Friday to me is like the purge. Either you go out and you participate and you just sort of revel in it, or you just try and stay home and hide and hope you don't have to leave the house. I'm the second person. I hate Black Friday. I hate the whole idea of it. But every year, a group of the women in my family, like my grandma and my aunts, my mom, and me and a couple of my girl cousins, have this great big girls shopping trip. It's something we do every year. It's something that my grandma started with her daughters, and then their daughters were included. And we go out in matching shirts and get our picture taken, and then we all go out to eat lunch together. Then we spend 8 or 9 hours shopping and have dinner together, maybe shop some more, and then go home. And for whatever reason, it was decided that this year we would go out on Black Friday. Anyway, so my game plan for that day is I found out where we're going for lunch. I've looked up the menu ahead of time and I've made my choice. As with pretty much every restaurant that I started looking up the nutrition information since I started my weight loss journey, the calories and the macros aren't really my problem. It's the bleeping sodium. Almost every time. And they want to go to Olive Garden, which is great. I love Olive Garden, but it's pretty much carbs and sodium. That's pretty much what it is. So I have made the choice that I'm going to get some salmon, and the salad, which I love, has a whole bunch of sodium in the dressing, and I might have 1 or 2 breadsticks and then just maybe not eat that night. I don't know, but it's gonna be a challenge, but it's fine. I am up for it. I don't know if I will be weighing in on Friday or not. Part of me wants to take my scale with me and still do the weigh-in, but aside from the fact that it's pretty big and heavy, I don't really trust weighing somewhere else to be accurate. Like, not only do I think it might not show how much I've actually lost, it might show that I've lost more than I actually did. If you've moved your scale around your house, you might notice that it changes from one place to another unless you weigh in the same place every time. So I just don't think it'd be really accurate to take it with me. I might. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The meal prep this week is going to be a little bit different as well. Rather than doing a strict meal plan, I'm trying to use up things that we still have in the house. So for example, last week we had fish and then some sauteed vegetables and rice every night. So this week I still have a little bit of fish left over, so I'll have that sometime. I have some vegetables left over, so we're gonna saute those. I didn't really buy a lot of extra stuff. I'm basically just trying to use up what we have, make some room to do a real meal prep next week and do a real grocery shopping trip next week, and practicing basically making healthy decisions off the fly. Because when I went to my parents' house a couple weeks ago, I gained that pound, which I'm still, based on the big loss the next week, I think was probably water weight, but I need more practice, obviously. So there's also not a lot of actual prep that's going in this week. I bought a couple bags of salad to just sort of supplement what I had, and a couple breakfast bars, and other than that, it's pretty much just all stuff you've seen me make before. So I'll show you what I'm eating, but there's really not a lot of work that's going into it, which is another thing that I wanted, because as we know, and as I've said time and again, I'm pretty lazy. So let's go ahead and cut to what a typical day for me is gonna look like for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. And then Thursday, Friday, we're doing Thanksgiving and the shopping trip. And then Saturday and Sunday, I will still be out of town. So we'll see. But next week, back on the wagon. Just strict meal prepping, feeling good, feeling in control, getting in a rhythm. That's where I want to be. And if the world would just stop inconveniencing me with events, then that would be great. But let's go ahead and cut to the meal prep. I started off with breakfast with some green tea, a smoothie, which is exactly the same smoothie I made last week, only with half the portion size, along with an apple and one of these mostly natural breakfast bars from Aldi, which is mainly made with nuts, rice, honey, and raisins. For lunch, I had 2 slices of whole grain bread with 2 scrambled eggs, half an avocado, and a tomato. For dinner, we're having some salmon, which I seasoned with some garlic, some Mrs. Dash, and just a little bit of sriracha, along with a giant salad that was mostly spinach, some mushrooms, kidney beans, a little bit of goat cheese. And if you watched my video last week, you know that not all dairy can be processed well when you have PCOS. Goat cheese is produced with a different type of protein, so usually it's safe for you to eat. For a snack, I just had some hummus and some celery, along with a Quest bar, which I've seen a lot of people really enjoy. Maybe in the future I'll try a different kind, but I probably will not buy this again. And this is what my nutrition stats look like for the day when I entered them into my FitnessPal. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. The fat's a little bit high, but it mostly came from good places like avocado, so I'm not that worried about it. As long as my sodium and my calories were where I wanted them to be, and they are here, then I'm fine with it. Overall, I think I did okay. Okay, so that was it. Really not a lot of work. I didn't prep individual salads ahead of time, but I did prep the ingredients. Like there's a container in my fridge full of washed and rinsed kidney beans, and so I'll just measure those out as I want them, and there's already chopped up mushrooms, so I'll just use those as I want them. And that's how a lot of people do their meal prep, is just prep the ingredients and then use them for different things throughout the week. So I might try that in the next few weeks as well, just prepping some ingredients and then making things from them throughout the week. For the next couple days, it'll work. I have one other question for you guys before I sign off for today, and it has to do with you, generally speaking. So in the comments, for the most part, everybody's very supportive and informative and helpful, or they're just trying to share their view or give me or other people pointers and what they think will work, and that's great. I'm all for it. And every now and then there are people who are not so supportive, to put it mildly, and I do read every comment. And for the most part, all of the negativity is directed at me, and that's fine. I mean, it sucks a little bit, but I'm not going to censor those people, their opinions. However, recently, sometimes that negativity and those attacks have turned towards other people in the comments, like other people who are on their own weight loss journey, who did not choose to put themselves out there for other people to comment on. And so I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to step in and shut it down if you feel like you can handle your own fight. But I want to know your thoughts about whether or not I should moderate the comments a little bit more. If one commenter is attacking another commenter because of their weight or their size, if I should go ahead and take the initiative and delete that, or if I should just let you guys let me know if you want it to be deleted, or should I just let it happen and not interfere? I want the comments in this channel to be a productive place for weight loss, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. Should I moderate the comments a little bit better and just keep some of the hateful comments out? Should I just sort of let it ride and let people hash it out? Should I let you fight your own battles? So what do you guys think? Anyway, I hope I see you guys on Friday, whether it be with a weigh-in or just a general vlog. And go ahead and subscribe if you want to follow along with me on my weight loss journey to see how well or poorly I do over this long weekend and holiday. And I look forward to hearing your opinions on opinions. I'll see you guys on Friday.